Today I will be doing a tutorial on intervals and triads, as you can see right here. You will have a major triad, a diminished, augmented, or a minor. The first thing that helps me in creating an interval or a triad, but let's start with intervals first. An interval is knowing how many sharps or flats you have. For example, flats you have F, B, E, A, D, G, C. And as you can see, they count for the numbers. An acronym for that is Fat Boys Eat Apples During Gym Class. For your sharps, you have G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp. And again, your numbers are right here, and a little acronym is Go Down and Eat Breakfast Charlie. Let's look at our intervals. So what is an interval? An interval is the distance between one note above or below the original note. Your first note, which is your root, is always at the bottom. Think about it. A root, flower, get it at the bottom? Okay, no. Anyway, so you have, for your perfects, you have a perfect, major, or a minor interval. Your perfects include first, 4, 5, and an 8. And your major or minors include 2, 3, 6, and 7. Let's look at an example. Right here, we're using the treble clef, which you have to pay attention because the treble and the bass clef are two different things. Right here, your note is G. Whenever you're making a triad, you have to count from your original note onto the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pause this for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know that you want to always label that it's a fifth. Let's put that down right here. So we know that this interval is a fifth, but now we need to know what type of fifth it is. Now, like I said a few seconds before, your perfects are always going to include 1, 4, 5, or 8. So we know it's some type of perfect. Now, let's just go ahead and put a perfect right here and leave that alone. We'll get into if it's an augmented or a diminished. You'll understand that later. That's another video. This right here is just another way of showing you how your intervals can build up from if you start on E and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be some type of seventh, interval of a seventh, either a major or a minor. But determining if it's a major or a minor comes with knowing accidentals, and we're not going to get into that. We can do an example of how to build an interval. Say they want to know a minor third. So what you need to do is always draw your box of these are your flats and these are your sharps. Your bottom note right here is E. First thing you need to know, or automatically think in your head, how many sharps or flats does the key of E have? Now, if it does not have an accidental next to it, you automatically look at your sharps. So when you think in your mind, how many sharps does E have? E has 4 sharps. And what are those 4 sharps? F sharp, C sharp, G, and D. Okay, after you determine that, you have to count up. It tells you that you're making some type of third. So E, 1, 2, you land on G for your third. Now you have to think, okay, does G fall in line with the 4 that they have? You think to yourself, yes, it does. So now that you know that it's just fine the way it is, you don't need to add a sharp or a flat, because normally how you'll see it is a sharp raises your note and a flat lowers your note. But it's not always like that, so you have to be careful. But that's how you do intervals. The next tricky part are triads. Triads are a little bit difficult, but they're not too bad. For a triad, triads are made up of 3 chords: the root, the third, and the fifth. The root is, like I said, always at the bottom. The middle is your third, and the top note is your fifth. We can do an example. Like I said, a major will have a minor and a major. A minor will have a major and a minor. Augmented will have 2 majors, and diminished will have 2 minors. And I have given you an example, and later on your own time you can go back and review that and work it out. But these are the answers, but I'll put on the side later of how you can work it out. For an example, say that they want you to write an A flat minor triad. So what's your first step? They give you the root, A flat, right here. You need to draw your circles, a third and your fifth, which is right here. So they give you your roots, and you need to draw your third and your fifth, which is done. And your accidental is already right here, which is your flat, because of A flat. Now you need to make a minor triad. So I've written out the steps right here. You've done your first step. Your second step is, okay, how many flats does A flat have? Look back at your chart that I showed earlier. A flat has 4 flats: B, E, A, and D. Now you need to look and say, okay, well, this E right here, ignore that. So what you need to do is say, okay, this E right here, does that fall into anything? Well, actually, let's go back a little bit. You need to look at your C. I skipped a step. You need to look at your C. Does C fit into it? Yes, it does, because C has no sharps or flats. So that means it automatically fits into it. So what do you need to do? You need to put a flat to lower your note. Flat. Next, you go from C to E. Okay, does E have does it fall within here? Yes, it does. But it's a major. And what do you need for a minor triad? You need a major on the top and a minor on the bottom. So in order for you to do that, you need to lower your note, which you need to add a flat to it. And that's how you make your A flat minor triad. I hope this video helped. Again, make sure you always write this down to help you on the test or on your worksheets. I will give another example of what to do with your intervals and your triads. Really quickly, I will draw out an interval. Until next time.